I'm just prepping. Gotta get the seat in. It's in. We just gotta bolt it in. Last round, I blew a coupler. The bolt broke. My first lap out, no boost. So now, this is what Subaru uses on their rally cars. It's not a T-bolt, but it's a worm gear that has crazy clamping force and grooves where that won't happen no more. So I'm gonna replace those real quick. Here we go. Well, we got a new neck restraint, we got new harnesses, and we got the new halo. It was a pain to do this seat. I'm not sure if I'm going to release that video before or after this, but Pro-Am round 2, I haven't done any practice yet, and let's do it. It's mini Irwindale, fast layout. I've qualified first and got second last year, and the year before that I crashed, so I either do good or yeah, but said it in the last video and I'll say it again. Qualifying first and winning the event. It's hard, but you just gotta hold yourself high. Shoot for the moon, and if I fail, hopefully it's second or third. So we got E85 this round. Last year we did not have E85, and last year I went off like 6 times during practice and a private event, not just practice. I think I went off on my qualifying run. Last year. So this year, clutch kick it in, and then tap the e-brake to set the car up. I've never done that in real life, but that's how you do it in Assetto Corsa, because you're driving like these 1,000 horsepower cars. Because if you could, in this car now, if you go full throttle down the straight, you're gonna go off. This car has way more grip than it did last year, but just pump the e-brake after the flick. Should be good. I just gotta practice it. If you saw my lead run, it wasn't the best. Watch and memorize everyone's initiation. Some are clutch kicks, some are e-brake drag. You gotta know what's coming up. So that initiation isn't working for me. I'm gonna go back to my old ways. 2 tries and I'm just not, I don't know. 2 tries and I didn't get it, so let's go back to what I know. See how that works. Time for qualifying. I never really got the initiation right until my last lap. But then my initiation was good, but the end of the bank, I was left foot braking the whole time. It looked good, but it's not smooth like I want it to be. But first lap of qualifying's up. We topped off the gas, ethanol. We got 2% more ethanol percentage. The intake temps are 100 and not 140 like last time. This thing's gonna be a freaking rocket ship. Wish me luck. shame. Tow truck. Front of the crowd. All right, so bleeder, snapped the nipple off, which isn't broken, but it'd just be hard to see the bubbles come out. This hydro line broke the tip off. Sucks. So his front tire hit right here, and I don't even see where it hit on the maybe there. That could even be from like mounting a tire. I don't even, oh, that. I think he hit there. So, caved this in a little bit. You can see the bow. It's under a lot of pressure. It moved. That probably blew that hole out. Made the gap here. Caved the bodywork in. Cracked the over fender. That arm right there blew that ear off. Just going through all the damage. So this broke right here. This is a stock knuckle, it's not what was on there. This broke, this fell to the ground. I think this took out the brake line and the bleeder. It exploded this heim, like that's the clamp that held that down is gone. When it was bouncing on the ground, it came on, this broke loose, the jam nut. I'm not seeing any bends in the lower control arm. There's no play, up or down wheel bearing. The wheel bearing might be okay. But yeah. You can kind of tell there's no ear that goes on. It's only being held on by one side. I think this hole is oblong now. So I had to buy all new arms, left and right side. I'm not gonna risk this axle, so I'm gonna take this axle out and replace it. I will probably take the boot off and inspect, and we have this special stuff here at work that will show micro cracks. So we'll inspect it, and if it's good, I can get new clamps, because I'll break the clamps when I check it out. But throw it back together, and it's either gonna be a spare for a 5-minute call, or it's gonna be completely okay. But yeah, that's the damage. So the lower control arm made it. The bushings are fine, because those are now aftermarket, solid. So the only thing in question is if the wheel is bent this way, and wheel bearing doesn't have any play, but doesn't mean it's not damaged. So, yep. And the coilover is not bent, I don't think. So yeah, that's the damage. And the damage is also paying money to fix this thing. When it was top 4, I had the advantage on the lead, so my chase didn't have to be too good. Like, it didn't have to be such like crazy. I just had to follow him because he slept on the line when I led. So I had to put money into this, and I missed out on podium money, because when you podium at Evergreen, you get cash. So first place is 500, but if there's a car show, it's 1,000. So yeah, minus maybe $1,000, because I'm $700 into a knuckle and new arms, and I have to buy like an $80 axle. So yeah, that sucks. I haven't factored in a new brake line, but that's gonna be cheap. It just sucks, man. I've never lost from a mechanical before. This car's always been reliable. and it wasn't my fault. So that was the first time. It's weird losing like that. I've never experienced that. Like, it wasn't my fault. That's all good. I've done the same thing. Not throwing any shade at that other driver, but I've done that exact same thing. Spun. Caved in this whole side. This whole, from here, the whole rocker, I think right there, is from a different 240 because it caved in. This was a taco at one point. You can see all the paint is cracked. But yeah, we fixed that because I spun in that same spot. But never again. I know exactly what to do. Those high-speed transitions. But yeah, it's sad. Freaking looking rough. Long hair, long beard. But yeah. So here's a better view of that's broken. I'm trying to figure out what happened here. I wonder if the arm came up and hit. Let me see, this is bent. Yeah, it was a good hit for sure. Lower control arm seems good. Let me see if I can hammer this out. We'll see, but coilover should be good, and yeah. So this is my good traction arm on the passenger side. I took it out to get a measurement. So I put this bolt through, made it square, made sure it's not touching anywhere. And then you make it the exact same length. I've never actually measured what this does under compression, but you're supposed to lengthen this over stock. So under compression it toes in good, like as it goes up through the travel. But yeah, I should measure that. About 8 inches and 3/4. So I set my length and then I screwed it out to see how much thread depth I have, and I have plenty. So we're still at a safe measurement, which is sweet. We're all done on this side, other than the brake line. And if you don't have a second person to put the brake down, screwdriver through a brake rotor, have it rest on the caliper, and you can torque it. So I just did the other arms, just so they're matching, because they all have like different curves in them, and I didn't want like the toe change to be different left and right, which it probably wasn't, but now I'm getting a good spares package now, because not all of them are bad, but like that one's bad, this one's bad. You see the paint's cracked, and there's like a, oops, there's a line down that seam. The hole is ovaled out, so that one's broken. So traction, camber, and then my toe, oblong hole. It blew the adjuster clamp down, But other than that, I think it's okay. But if this gets wrecked in competition again and I have 5 minutes to fix it, fuck, I'd rather throw a bad arm in than sit it out. So, gotta zip tie this up, bleed. It also broke the little nipple off the bleeder. I think it still works as it should, but it's just gonna be a pain to see if air's coming out or not. All right, here's the last test to find something broken. Garbage in the way.